doing well today. This is Cynthia from Junk Journal Art Company. So this is the next video in the making of a junk journal. And I did make a video yesterday, but really it was just me basically tearing paper. So it was kind of like, I think people know how to do that. Maybe not, but I think they do. But I did want to get you caught up on where this project has gone. It's kind of gone in a different direction than I was considering. So what I did was, I had my whole pile of papers that I was going to use, and they're all different sizes. So I thought, well, how can I best utilize these papers to get the most bang for their buck, because I didn't want to make big journals. I mean, big journals are kind of easy. 8.5 by 11-inch sheets of paper are a great size to just fold in half, and then you make all the sheets that size, and it's fine. I really wanted to do something that was a little smaller size, actually a lot smaller size. A lot of my journals just lately are smaller journals, and I've gotten a lot of good comments about that from friends and other artists, that they like that smaller size. So I said, okay, what's the largest size piece of paper I'm going to use? And so and not like I said, oh, the largest size piece of paper is going to be 4 inches. I didn't say that, but I sort of I put down the different sizes of paper that I had, and I sort of started to figure out how big or small a certain number of pages could be out of that piece of paper. I mean, it's like I said, it's not really rocket science. It's like an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. I can just fold into four, do 2 folds into 4 pieces. Then each of those pieces are going to be 4.25 by 5.25. Easy. When I fold those in half, I'm going to make them 4.25 tall, and then they are 2 and 3/4 inches wide. So each page. So for instance, so this is a sheet from, if I can get my fingers to work today, that is 4.25 by 5.5. When I fold that in half to make a folio to go into one of my signatures, then there you go. What I have is 4.25 by 2 3/4. So basically, I kind of went through and I just figured out, again, let me say that again, how many pages I could get from each sheet of paper that I had. These are all of the sheets that I have torn out. They're sort of then sorted into, not really signatures, because each of these becomes 2 signatures. That's what I figured out worked best, was that each of these little 1, 2, 3, 4, they all become 2 signatures. So right here, actually, and there and there, I have enough for 2 small journals. So that's what I did there. And then I measured my masterboard. And what I figured out was my masterboard was 20 inches long. So I chopped my masterboard into 4 pieces that are each 5 inches tall. Because that seemed pretty easy. I was just going to kind of go with that. So I did chop up my masterboard into 4 pieces. I have already made a couple of journals. I made 2 journals using different techniques. And what I'm going to do now that the reason that I did this without you guys, is I have I don't want to sound snarky when I say this, but it's a little snarky. Um, it drives me crazy. I feel like, and it's, it's my, it's my problem. But I feel like mostly my days are are full. I just, I don't have a lot of time, and when I do invest time in something, I really want there to be some sort of conclusion, or I want to be satisfied at the end of the time that I spent, that it was well spent. And I adore YouTube. That's why I'm here. I really do adore YouTube. I love watching how-to videos really about anything. You want to show me how to, install a new sprayer in my kitchen sink? Your girl. You want to show like my husband, there's a lot of car stuff. He's like, yeah, I found this great guy on YouTube and he works on Volkswagen Jettas and he knows everything about Volkswagen Jettas. You know, you can find videos with experts doing really great stuff. You also find a lot of videos of people who are like, yes, I'm doing this video because I just want to see what happens if I blah, blah, blah. Okay, some of them are entertaining, but when I'm looking for something where I want to figure out how to do something and I want to learn that from somebody who knows what the heck they're doing and talking about, I don't want to be there for experiments. You guys can certainly comment below if you agree or disagree with that, but I don't want to put you through a 45-minute video uh, to then at the end go, oh, well, thanks for joining me, you guys. That kind of turned out like crap, but hey, or give me a thumbs up. It's like, I don't want to do that. I want to invest that time and then at the end go, that was awesome. That was really great. I got something of value from that. So I hope, so the long story short, I hope that my videos offer you something of value. I realize that you like gluing pieces onto the masterboard, but some people might like that. I don't know. But the books, I did not want to go through the long, involved process of making books and then only to be like, oh, well, that stitching technique didn't work, so I'm really sorry, guys. You get to sit here while I rip it all out, or have me get done and be like, well, that was a complete, utter failure. So I did complete 2 small journals using different techniques, and I just thought that I would share those with you. Now, I am going to do a process video for each of these. There were mistakes that I made in both of them. And what's great about those mistakes is that I had intended on making these just for myself to use. But now the mistakes, I can actually go back and say, now instead of doing that, I remember now I'm going to do this instead. And then what I give you is I give you hopefully something of value that you can use. So I'm just going to share these two journals with you. And we'll start with this one. This one is a pamphlet stitch journal. It ties closed. Got this big flap over here. And then where I tied the signatures on the spine, I left the strings long. I always leave them long because, you want to finish off the spine. But then I thought, it would be nice if I just put some dangles or beads on the end of those. So that's all I did, just to make kind of a fun tassel. So yeah, it's just a pamphlet stitch journal. There are 4 signatures. It includes all of the papers that I pulled to use on this. You will notice that my navy blue page is in here. I did not do intuitive marking on the navy blue because I want to actually use these as art journals. So I wanted the clean strata, I guess, surfaces for me to collage on, gesso on, draw on, and experiment with different techniques in here. So that is what this journal is. It is, I will leaf through, but it's just going to be more of the same in each signature. Now I did, when I cut my scrapbook paper. It's really cardstock, two-sided cardstock. Some of those, I cut it to 5.5, so I did cuts at 4 inches and 8 inches. So I had 3 pieces. And then each of those pieces I cut into a piece that was 5.5 inches and another piece that was 6.5 inches. And the 6.5 inch piece then I scored at 1 inch so that there's a flap. Now this flap can really go either way on the page. I can glue it down at the sides and make it into a tuck spot if I want to, or maybe possibly I want to leave it there. Maybe I want to do some kind of fun little, little pop-up shapes or something. I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with these yet, but I thought I would leave that there as an option. Just an option for whatever day I open up to that page and just see what happens. So, as I said, more of the same papers tucked in here. Yeah, so that's really all there is to that one. But yeah, so then it closes with this cord that I just made out of cotton twine, cotton string, and it wraps around the button that I added there. I did add this piece of fabric across the edge of the cover just to make it stay in there, because the only thing I've got holding the button is more of that cotton string. So there is that sort of little pamphlet stitch folio journal. I'm going to show you how to do that one. And I'm also going to show you how to do this one, which is the same sort of concept, but with Coptic stitch, an open spine and Coptic stitch. Now this one, I did chop my masterboard down just a little bit more. The height is not, it's of course not as tall as you could tell. I chopped it down to fit the height of the tallest papers. But what I really had a hard time doing, I was like, oh, do I chop this off and make it just 3? But I thought maybe it would be neat if I kept both covers full like that. And then it really can wrap up the journal in just this nice kind of almost pouch. So that's what I did. That's what my thinking was about keeping this cover large like this. And pretty much the pages, it's the same idea. In this book, the pages are all sort of arranged in the same way. But this one, as you will see, because it has an open spine, there's definitely space in between the signatures here because of the Coptic stitching. The thing that I do like about Coptic stitch is that the books do tend to lay flatter. It's a little easier to get a nice flat surface. So yeah, I mean, that's my thoughts about those. So I just wanted to show you those briefly and let you know that I haven't forgotten about you, but I hit a little bit of a roadblock. So, but I'm back. I jumped over the roadblock. I made these 2 little journals, and I am going, these are the ones that I am going to finish for you from the materials I have left, which is enough for me to make both of these. Yeah, I hope you will join me for those, and those will be coming up pretty quick. Maybe not today, but certainly by tomorrow or the weekend, probably one of them, at least one of them will get done. So yeah, once again, this is Cynthia from Junk Journal Art Company. I hope you will like, comment, subscribe, because I would love you to come back and join me again. And I guess that's all. I really hope you're having a great day, and I hope to see y'all soon.